2025 could be the biggest year for Fujifilm yet, with 4 major releases targeting very different needs and shooting styles. So whether you're a casual shooter looking for something portable or even the high-end cinema cameras, trust me, you don't want to miss this. By the way, I'm Guille, I'm a street photographer based in Santiago, Chile. I've been using Fujifilm exclusively for the last 6 years, and I've gone through every leak and rumor and past releases to get a sense of what's coming so you don't have to. So in this video, we're gonna take a look at the 4 releases that Fujifilm has planned for 2025. So let's talk about the GFX 100 RF. It's a medium format premium compact with a fixed lens. So it's essentially an X106 button steroids. Whenever any major brand launches a camera, think Sony, Canon, Nikon, Panasonic, even Fujifilm, we want them to deliver on every single aspect, photo and video. Fujifilm is doing something different here by giving us a photocentric camera. So you have dedicated dials for shutter speed, ISO, aperture on the lens itself, but then you have 2 dedicated controls which are the core of the experience of this camera. You have aspect ratio. You can select in camera before you shoot how your frame is gonna look. Is it gonna be wide, wider? Is it gonna be a square? Yes, you can still do that in post with your crop tool, but giving you that physical dial, that physical controls for you to select before you shoot. It allows you to compose for that framing. It's all about being intentional with your photography, with your craft. Down the same line is the digital teleconverter. Fujifilm is giving you up to 4 different focal lengths, but cropping on the sensor, which is, let's remember, 100 megapixel. There's plenty resolution that you can actually crop without fear. Okay, now let's quickly talk about the lens. It's a wide-angle 35mm f4, equivalent to about 28 f2.8 or 3.5. If you're shooting on APS-C, that's your 18mm. Whenever you think of medium format, you probably think of impossible shallow depth of field. But this being an f4, it's probably not going to give you that. It's still going to give you some background separation. It's not going to be that crazy bokeh that probably everyone thinks about when they listen medium format. 2025 could probably be the year of the return to the compact camera. Probably most major brands are going to release their own flavor of it, their own twist, their own throwback to old models to bring back that point and shoot, really small, portable, pocketable camera to replace phones, smartphones. And Fujifilm is no different, but it is. So they're doing things differently because, according to rumors, a big shout out to Patrick from Fuji Rumors, which is awesome source of information. Fujifilm is hoping to release a half-frame camera. If you go back to the film days, half-frame cameras were actually using the same 35mm, but they cut the frame in 2 halves, vertical. So the little things we do know about this camera, because there's little to no information still out there. Gonna use a 1-inch sensor, but it's gonna be vertical oriented. Doesn't have an EVF, an electronic viewfinder. It only has an optical viewfinder, probably a fixed lens. I'm not sure of the focal length yet. Probably it's gonna be wider. Future gear here because I was editing this and I realized I missed an important part of the whole experience for this camera. Since Fujifilm is marketing this as a digital half frame, it probably means it will push some of those things that make half frame cameras feel special. One of them being the ability to shoot diptychs. Typical half-frame cameras, since you're only using half of the frame, you can actually print 2 of them on the same photo, on the same physical photo. Apparently, this camera will allow you to do exactly that. Will be only consecutive images, or maybe you can do it in post selectively. It's still yet to be known, but it's one of the things that make this camera feel so special. On top of that, there's information about a new special mode that this camera will implement. It won't allow you to change settings or even to preview your images, not until you reach a certain number of frames, say 36 or maybe even 72 for that half-frame experience. Again, still yet to be known how it will work on the camera, how it will feel on the camera itself, but it's the things that make this camera feel special. You know, you're looking at a different camera. It's not only about the tech, it's not about the image quality and things like that. It's all about the experience. Now let's talk about the next in line, the XE5. This is going to be more of a gentle update to bring it up to standard of the current lineup of cameras. Think the X-T5, X-T50, the X106. So expect higher megapixel sensor and the 5th generation processor. And that's about it, except for one thing. Image stabilization. The last time Fujifilm revised this camera, I was really hoping for it to get IBIS, but looking back, the bigger brother, the X105, didn't have stabilization, so it actually made sense for this one to not have it either. Now this time around, the X106 does have the stabilization, so I would expect for the X-T5 to also get it. The sad part is that also, like on the X106, the X-T5 is only gonna get the old battery, which is, we all know, it's really bad. What I would really hope for this camera to regain, because it actually did have it before and it lost it on the latest iteration, it's the back control, it's the back wheel. Just losing that extra wheel, it was a deal breaker for me. So I would hope for Fujifilm to reconsider and bringing it back. Okay, now let's talk about the GFX Eterna. When Fujifilm announced this camera last year, they were like, you know, we're releasing our first cinema camera and we're basing it on the GFX 100 medium format. Instantly, the conversation went like, wait, what? 100 megapixels for a video camera? That's just nuts. That's insane. That's way too much. But you know what? This happens all the time with any kind of product. You throw out everything you got. And what's the best Fuji had? It was the GFX 100 Mark II. But where I think this is more interesting is not the camera itself, but the possible ecosystem that this could bring. Think of what Sony does with their FX line. Say they have the FX9, the FX6, FX3, even the FX30 with APS-C. Now, a couple of things that I wish this camera had, but it's probably not gonna get, so it's all in my wish list. First, I would love for Fujifilm to give us more film simulations in the form of LUTs. Let me explain. When you go to Fujifilm's website and you download those conversion LUTs, you're basically getting 4 different flavors. You can go from F-Log to straight 709, F-Log to wide dynamic range or something like that, and then you get F-Log to Eterna, and Eterna bleach bypass, which nobody's using probably. But it'd be great to have those beautiful film simulations, those Fuji colors right there for you to use in post. So you can shoot knowing you can monitor with, say, classic chrome, with Provia, even with actors for black and white, and then apply those same colors to your log footage. That would be awesome, but I don't think Fujifilm is gonna give that magic sauce right there for everyone to use it, but it'd be awesome. And then the second thing, just like you have the film simulations for colors, it'd be awesome if we could have some form of grain structures right there in camera. Think of it. Say you could go from 8mm to 16, from Super 8 to 16mm to 35 to IMAX. Just imprint that grain structure in the video file. It'd be great. An awesome move from Fuji. Again, just a wish list, probably never gonna happen, but I'm just throwing, hey Fuji, are you listening? Give us some grain structures. So in a nutshell, where 2024 was more of a catch-up year, basically to bring old cameras up to today's standards, 2025 is all about bringing new cameras down the line with the GFX Eterna, with the half-frame camera. It's really interesting to know how each camera performs, but most interesting is what's next to come for each of those camera lines. What else can we get from this compact, everyday street photographer medium format with the GFX 100 RF? Same camera with, say, a different focal length, 50 megapixel sensor. What's next to come? The same with the GFX Eterna. Can we have a 50 megapixel medium format or an APS-C size with more cube, more portable, your big cam? So it's really interesting to know where Fujifilm is gonna head next. It's gonna be a wild year, and of course I'll be updating the info on each camera, links in the description. So anyway, that's it for me now. I hope you like this one, and leave your comments down below just telling me what you think of all of this, of each of this camera. Are you getting one of these? Are you waiting for something else? Just tell me in the comments and let's have a conversation, and I'll just see you next one. Bye. Yeah, that's